Okay, modelers, this is just a quick update. I'm sorry it's taken so long for me to do an update. And while this video is playing, please forgive the fans running in the background. It's summertime here in the land of Oz and it's very, very hot. I'm sitting down in my shed at the moment. Even though it's insulated and I've got the whirlybirds on the roof, it still gets rather hot in here. So I've got a fan blowing on me. Plus I've just had the mask and the glasses on while I was painting, so that's why I'm looking a little bit sweaty. I'm sorry if that's going to worry you on this video, but just if it doesn't, just look away and just listen to my voice. And forgive the thing on my nose, guys. I just noticed on the camera I'd forgotten all about it, but I stood up under a shelf in here the other day and whacked my nose on there, just about broke my own nose. So, and the reason for this video is just to update you on what's been going on. I know in the last one I was talking about opening a shop, and I think that was a while ago now, and honestly I've been just flat strapped. There's just so much to do with opening a store, and what we're trying to do is actually import stuff straight from the manufacturers to keep the products at the lowest price we possibly can, and pass that saving on to modelers. And we're not only doing models, we're doing RC stuff, and we're doing everything a hobby shop has. Plus we're doing collectibles and certain high range toys and things like that as well. So it's taking a lot of my time to try and organise that. We've actually moved into the new building, and now it's the fit out stage, which is, it's just crazy trying to do a fit out with a completely empty shop. It was a 200 square metre space and we've got to try and fill it up. So I really apologise, guys, that I haven't uploaded anything. I just have run out of time. And on top of this, I'm trying to build a website for the shop as well. So when I finish at the shop during the day, I come home, I've got to put in orders, I've got to make payments, and I've got to go on and try and edit the website. And yeah, so my time's really been taken up with that, guys. So I really apologise for the lack of videos. I haven't left, and even when I go to the shop, I definitely haven't left when I go to the shop. Because I have the opportunity with new kits coming in, I'm able to do a lot more reviews for you guys on the new stuff coming in. Plus we're getting some really cool stuff. We're getting straight from Master Box and Mini Art, and a lot of different manufacturers that have come on board, and so we get a new product straight from them, and we'll be able to do reviews fairly quick. So that was the main reason for the video, just to apologise, guys, about the lack of news and updates, but now you know what I'm doing. I'd like to thank everybody for your continued support, even with my lack of videos over the last month or so. I'm still got a subscriber count climbing up every day. I'm still getting comments on the videos. I'm still getting emails from you guys. You know how much I love seeing your builds, and when you email me photos of your builds and tell me what you've been up to, I just absolutely love that sort of thing. It's one of the things I do this for. It's just great. I mean, I'm one of those people, I'm addicted to modelling wall types, and one of the things I love is looking at other people's work. It's fantastic, and skill level doesn't come into it for me, because I think it's more that I remember where I started from, and I remember my models and how I've built up slowly over the years to try and, you know, improve my skills. And I love seeing every stage of modelling, because it sometimes takes me to that point I was at, you know, and think, oh, they're at this level, and that's awesome, because I can see improvement in your models as you're actually sending me photos. There's a couple of guys in particular who keep sending me photos of their stuff, and I can see them every model, they're improving just that, you know, that bit more, and it's just love seeing that sort of thing. I've got a couple of younger people too, which I love the fact that there's still young people getting into this hobby, because that's our future. And the enjoyment that this hobby's given me over the years, knowing that that's going to give that same enjoyment to these younger ones as they grow up, because it's a lifetime thing when you get hooked on it. And honestly, there's just so much enjoyment. It's expensive, but it's very enjoyable. It's probably not the most expensive hobby. I've got friends around here who are into some hobbies that are just incredibly expensive. There's some of the guys I've met through opening the shop and running my friend's shop for a while, who do radio controlled cars and planes and stuff like that, and that stuff some of that can get really insanely expensive. So it's not the most expensive hobby, but sure is one of the most fun. But anyway, that's probably enough rambling about that part of it. I do want to let you know what I have been doing as far as modelling goes. As I say, I've been painting in that, so I'm in with the local group who do war figures and that as well, and last weekend we went along and done some painting with them guys and trying to learn a little bit off each other, and it's really awesome to see. There's a crossover there with what we do, especially with figure painters, and I recommend anyone in modelling, if you've got a figure painting group or a war gaming group, because they paint a lot of their own figures, go along and have a look at what they do. These guys are really talented. I hear a lot of people saying, oh, that's very nerdy, that wargaming stuff, but it's not. These guys are no different than anybody else. It's just, that's their hobby, that's what they love doing, and honestly, these guys have got some insane skills. Like we've had them win our model competition quite a few years, winning best of show for their painting skills on figures. Like, they get the best of show for it. That's how good some of these guys are. So it's really worth your while. If you've got one of these clubs in the area, go along and have a look. It's really awesome. The game side of it, I would love to get into some of it. There's some that really interest me, like there's some new Star Wars ones. I think it's X-Wing and I forget what the other one's called, but there's a couple of Star Wars based ones. And I know though, if I start learning that, it's another hobby I'm going to become addicted to, and I don't need it. I haven't got the time or the money. So I love keeping in contact with these guys, and I love going along watching them play and that as well. But yeah, recommend it, guys. If there's one in the area, make sure you go along and check it out, because they're really worth having a look at. Other than that, the other thing I have been up to, I'll lift it up here so you can have a look. I'll just look in the camera. Our little dog house here, so he's painted. I've done a bit of the detail. Obviously I still have to do the tracks yet. I've got a misted clear coat on there, so I'm going to start doing the washes and that now. So this is my next build, and once I've done the washes, I'm going to start doing the weathering and things like that. I am doing a build video on this, guys. It's slow, it's taking a bit of time, but honestly, I love this thing. It is absolutely, it's probably one of the ugliest things I've ever seen in my life, as you can see, but I think that's why I love it. And when you build it, as it comes together, it's just, yeah, it's awesome. You see how ugly it really is when you actually start building the thing, and I'm really impressed with it. Went together really nicely. So this is what I'm doing at the moment, guys, as far as builds go. So look out for the video on that. It'll probably be maybe a few weeks away yet before I get that one out. But yeah, look out for that one, because that's going to be a good build. That one, it's one I've really enjoyed. So yeah, look out for that one. So I've been doing that, plus I've been doing some. I've been practicing my skills with painting cars and trucks. I haven't really wanted to reach the Super Boss. It's a little bit dusty at the moment, but yeah, I've been practicing my painting skills for cars, and that's a whole skill set just on its own, trying to get that high shine finish and that. So I've been practicing up and polishing up my skills on that. I'm no way perfected. I'm a long way from that. Seeing some of the work the guys turn out, you guys that do model cars, my hat goes off to you. Those high shine finishes just blow me away. Awesome stuff. The other thing about car kits, guys, I just want to quickly mention this. I'll throw it in. If you haven't built car kits, honestly, give yourself a challenge and go and get an AMT kit or one of these older car kits or something like that, because it really is a challenge to your skills. These guys, we complain about certain fits and things like that with our armour and our planes and that, but these guys, honestly, they're working with kits that were moulded back in the 60s and 70s, and they haven't changed. They just re-release them old moulds, and some of the things don't fit. There's heaps of cutting, filing, sanding. It's incredible. My hat goes off these guys. There's a lot of skill involved in turning out a beautiful looking car out of one of these old kits. It's not to say that it's terrible. It really is a skill set on its own, and the more you learn, the better it gets. So anyway, guys, that's probably about all I can tell you in this video. There's not much else more to mention, but just forgive me. There might be a bit of a gap now for a couple of weeks until I get something else up. I will be doing quite a few reviews from the shop fairly shortly, because we are getting stock starting to turn up now. And when I get opportunity, I'll sit down. All my stuff here in the shed is going to be moved down to the shop, so Scale Model Mania will be run from the shop. Much to my wife's horror, because I'm going to be spending so much time at the shop and going to not have a lot of time at home. But it's my passion, it's what I love, and that's what I'm doing for a living now. So it's a lot better than what I was doing on the railway, where I was actually staying away. I was doing 11 and 3 rosters, so I was living goodness knows where, anywhere in Australia where there's a rail line, for 11 days, coming home for 3, and I slept for most days because I was absolutely had it from doing 11 days of 12-hour or 13-hour shifts, so yeah, it's going to be a lot better that way. But still, I don't think my wife's too impressed with the amount of time I'm going to spend there. But anyway, guys, you know me, I ramble too much, but I just want to keep you up to date. Beg your forgiveness for not putting videos up, and just let you know where we're at. And I promise that the site's not going away, and I'm going to put a lot more stuff up, guys. Once I get organised with the shop, I am going to keep up to date, put a lot more stuff up. Keep sending me comments, keep sending me emails. Love that stuff, guys. Keeps me going. Really, really enjoy it. So anyway, guys, until the next video, you take care, and I'll see you in the next one.